Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, January 12th, and we are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and the SPY. Now, today, price action-wise, I think for me personally was pretty difficult at times. Had a decent day. Had one really good trade, but it was pretty tough. At times, we had a severe liquidation break in H and I, which went down $3 in literally 13 minutes, only to take it all back in the same time frame, and then I and J not get the overnight high. Absolutely shocking. Seriously, absolutely shocking that we didn't get it. Now, I can see with the overnight range being so large if we didn't get it. However, let's put things in context. A period got pretty close to the overnight low. Okay? Didn't get it. Where is my overnight? I lost the overnights. I don't know what happened to it. But anyway, A period missed it. And then on the low, and then at the highs, we get within a couple of points. Oh, here it is. Wait, why is it all the way over here? That's bizarre. Okay. We get close to it and don't get it. Absolutely shocking. The other ones, triple Qs and 9 wide. Afternoon pullback in I and the day's high and low. IWM ends only 7 wide. Oh, I didn't realize. Russell probed. Russell's the strongest of the group today. Russell did very well, up 1.7%. We're only up 0.3%. So Russell did very well. Probe and an afternoon pullback. We end 9 wide at F's low, I believe it was. At F's low, right? This doesn't count an N. Afternoon pullback in I on that liquidation break and the day's high and low, but we did not get either overnight for, I believe, the first time this year. So I did 16 ES points today. I lost on 4 of them. I broke even on 2. I made on 8. And the biggest ones I made on, I had a 5 out of those 8. I had a nice 6-point win in B period on a long. So in A period, I had 2 shorts. One I made on when the market started coming in with decent tempo. Then when it started going back up, thought that we had another chance. Put another one on. That one didn't work out, so I lost on that. When B period started going, it looked like it was going to go with tempo. I wasn't even looking for the day's highs, just looking to get back to the open, and that's when I grabbed. I went. So that short I had in A that I lost on actually. I took it off in B and then went long the 5 in B period and made the 6 points. Then B came in again, and I looked for another long, thinking we would take out the IB high. Not the IB high, A's high. Didn't happen. I took that off for loss. C period got long, looking to pop the top. Ended up breaking even on it. There was no patience on my part. Then I took a short in D period against the 144, which worked out. That came in. I took a long in G with the single prints, against single prints, a 3-lot that worked out pretty nicely. And then in I, my last trade of the day, I should have, well, first let's go over the trade. I didn't take a long, and I'll go over that in a minute. When I started going up, I took a short against the opening, thinking between the opening and the IB high, if sellers are really going to try to push this further, that should hold. So I didn't get hurt on a short down here, but I took it on the way up. Didn't lose a lot on it. I took it off above that. What I didn't do is focus enough. This was a liquidation break. A liquidation break is different from an inventory adjustment. Inventory adjustment generally is when the market, right, it does get too long. And it does, it's both when the market's long, but with an inventory adjustment, you can kind of sense it coming, as you can't get much to the high, and then you might take out a time frame low but not get going. And then if it does come in, it comes in enough where you're like, okay, that's nice for an afternoon pullback. A liquidation break is when it just goes. Well, it went $3 straight down, basically, from H's high to I's low. That's a liquidation break. And I kind of got mesmerized by it because it got to a very visual area that I had been talking about. And that area was the very wide POC from the overnight, yesterday's high. You know, it should have been, I should have taken a small long down there and used maybe E's low or D's low as my out. Should have done that, and I didn't. So the only thing I did is when it went up, I said I took that short, and then obviously I knew I was wrong and got out of that. And the rest of this day, they got all the way back up here. I'm like, okay, we should get the overnight high. Nope. And then we one time frame down KL&M. So I didn't do anything in the afternoon. Still a decent day, but not the easiest price action. So don't feel bad. The bigger picture is we're still up in the weekly and daily, okay? So the high today in SPY is 398.49, and then we don't have anything to 404.89 wide from December 14th, okay? And then 405.50 daily high. Another thing we battled through today constantly was the 200-day moving average in SPY. It's all people have in different areas in ES, so it's easy for me to look at it in SPY. It's at 397.50. So we went back and forth through it all. Look at this, all afternoon, and we went back and forth through 4,000. Good part of the afternoon. So that's another reason I think we stopped at those levels. But I certainly thought we'd get the overnight high. For SPY's downside, we're 9 wide at 396.14. Afternoon pullback low, eyes low of 395.53. And today's low of 392.42. ES downside, 94.75, 9 wide. 88.75 afternoon pullback low. And 57.25 daily low. For the upside, today's high of 18.50. And then 76.59 wide from December 14th. And 90.75 daily high. And then just quickly on the charts, tomorrow night we'll recap all three of these charts indices that we follow for the first 2 weeks of the year. So look at the weekly. Weekly's healthy. Weekly is up. And then the daily is also up, right? We went balance, bull, balance, bull. That's a nice little candle. Look at this. One day doesn't make a market. I told the room, I do not care if we close above or below the 200. One day doesn't make a market. Eventually, you want to stay above it. More importantly, look at these trend lines real quick. Remember the trend lines with the lower highs all year? We broke through it once on the daily on December 13th. Well, guess what? We're getting close to it again. On the daily, it's around 402. I'm rounding out. On the weekly, 404. And I don't have it on the monthly. I got to put, in fact, I do have to put it back on the monthly. But what I'm trying, the bigger picture is this. Bulls have an opportunity to go test that. Okay? They really do. They got things behind them right now. So we'll see if they do continue to get follow through and what happens. Do we start another year of lower highs or do we break that cycle? Again, 20 is starting to level out. So we're going to see what happens also with this 20 over the 50. Thank you so much for the likes and following this YouTube channel and subscribing. Hope you had a good day trading. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.